Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Wow.
Get that tequila ready.
Salud.
Because we're about to go hard in the paint in this one. Jesse on Fire, why don't you guys ever do shows when you've been partying? What? Well, maybe we will do it when we're just starting to do that right now.
Cheers.
Gabrielle's drinking tequila.
I am. It's
I'm
really
watching
good
the UFC.
when you're sick. Mm-hmm. You know, the alcohol is just good for the throat.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else is good for the throat when you're sick?
Stop it.
Just saying.
I'm still getting over this weird cold, so disregard my voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it's going to be.
So today we have a real treat. We are going to talk about the implosion of this next generation, and I'm going to show Gabrielle a couple incredible clips of why it's important for girls to have a dad in their life unless they're her. She is the biggest anomaly ever.
Yeah.
Like, this is called the anomaly episode.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Most girls, especially pretty girls, who do not have aphasia, end up damaged, you know? Like damaged in a way where they're like, I just want to be loved. And, well, the best way to get loved is to let people use my throat as an amusement park.
Ew.
What?
Gross.
Oh, well, that is how she found a way to get loved, as we just discussed.
Who, me? Oh. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little slow today.
Jeez.
A little loopy still.
She is a little sick. But yeah, so I want to show you guys Andrew Tate reacting to one of the funniest clips of a girl saying some unbelievable stuff.
Okay.
And it has much bigger implications on just like society as a whole. And then I'm going to show you a clip from a new rap song that is so insane.
Who's the artist?
Her name is Kardashian.
Okay.
It is.
Is her actual name Kardashian, or is that like a Kardashian thing?
Her rap name is Kardashian.
Like with a K or a C?
With a K.
Interesting.
So it's like.
Does she look a Kardashian?
Hell no.
Huh.
She looks like a ghetto ass BI.
Okay.
Maybe the ghettoest BI of all time. But she's skinny. Like she's like skinny and kind of like.
Okay.
Like if you lived in.
Does she have a BBL?
Oh God, no.
No.
She is. Do people who live in like the slums have
yeah.
Like this chick is a hard 10 if you live in a crack house.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, I can't wait to see
like she's
this.
a crack house 10, she's a
10.
normal society 5 and then subtract 1 because almost certainly she has an STD.
Oh.
Without a doubt.
Yikes.
Also minus another one because if you somehow made the mistake of sliding inside of that once, your likelihood of getting murdered at some point of your life
so she's crazy pants?
Increased by 7.
Okay.
No, just because that thing is now in your life and
whatever
anything that she has ever been connected to has just increased your likelihood. You just got so much closer to actual murder. It's crazy.
Wow.
She's that ghetto.
I love how you got all of this from a rap song.
Oh, just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
I'm so excited.
So that's what we're going to do.
But we're starting out with Andrew Tate.
Why don't you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel and show us that you love us like that so that Gabrielle doesn't have to degrade herself with her husband. You know, love me. Shut up. Now, also, we're doing a new thing every episode. We are going to pick 4 comments that were the top comments and our favorite comments from the previous video, and we're going to read them on the next one. Now, leave us a comment, a really clever one or a really crazy one, and you might make the next video. And we're starting right now with a bang. In case we're going to do a few more than 4 because we're just going to do
for the first one.
For the very first one.
Why not kick it off with a bang?
Look at this. TRPP True Talk says the diddler strikes again. He's got more bodies in a graveyard. And this is on, obviously, the Justin Bieber exposes Diddy. Right? Next one. You two are so hip together. Congratulations, my guy. Aww. You have hit the gold mine. Every man's dream to find a perfect partner to experience life with.
That's so sweet. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you. And it's true. All right. Now at random. Ready?
Random scroll.
By the way, I just wanted to say that I got my Benieve. Oh my God. And I love it. It really works great for me. Got my ass up and ready to knock this housework out. Thank you guys.
Those are the products that I represent.
What are the odds?
We'll leave the link in the channel.
Yeah, we will. Here we go. wait, I want to find someone that's mean.
That's mean.
We're not always going to do a mean one, so don't be pricks.
We might, just be nice.
The little girl's father looks remorseful, but the mother, and it's hard to call her that, she looks spiteful, not because her daughter is dead, but because she got caught and is being held accountable. I forgot about that. Yeah, let's not talk about that because we'll get this video. We got that video demonetized talking about that.
Can't talk about bad things happening to kids.
Shane, I'm almost 47. Every video I see online anywhere near a pool, beach, they are standard wearing these straight up the rear bathing suits, thongs. Every girl as if it's a way of life. Dude, I'm telling you, at our pool, dude, there's like 14-year-olds wearing them.
It's just like the style now.
14-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you serious?
Put that away.
Put that shit away, you little 14-year-old. We've got a rule in this house, HYV.
Hide your...
The JJ.
That.
Hide it. For life.
Forever.
Take it. Just kidding.
Wow.
Dude, I'm
gonna have some more tequila.
I just watched this like long form YouTube video about this guy, and this is really embarrassing actually that I'm gonna talk about this without remembering the guy's name. Yes. But he was this big YouTuber who... Do
you want to look it up?
Kind of. Yeah, I guess I should. So yeah, Turkey Tom did the video, and apparently
how could you forget Turkey Tom?
No, Turkey Tom's a huge YouTuber.
I know. I'm saying, how could you forget that name?
No, but that wasn't the name that I was looking up. I was talking about the guy he did the video
this is
about.
All very confusing.
Which is okay. Turkey Tom did a video.
Yes.
About Rakita Law, who is the person I was trying to think of. I could understand how
you would forget that.
Right. Okay. So just like this.
I take it all back.
It's like
I'm just a dumb motherfucking who's never heard of the streets. I don't know about the streets, right? I don't know where you grew up, but where I grew up was the #1 crime neighborhood in Houston, Texas in the 80s. People got shot every...
No way she just said Turkey Tom. Oh, okay. You don't know what Turkey Tom looks like. This is Rakita Law, the guy he's doing the video about.
I know nothing.
I know. I apologize.
That's why it's so fun to do this with us, because I'm like
she's a babe in the woods.
I know nothing.
But I would assume that they don't either, which is
that's why I'm saying. Right, that's why I'm here.
We're all learning together. But anyway.
I'm not ashamed to ask questions.
And trust me, the only reason I'd be talking about this is because it's going somewhere very interesting. So this guy, Rakita Law, right here, right? So
this is Rakita Law.
This guy right here. And what he's drinking is booze. And he drinks a lot of booze.
Okay.
So just to give you like a preview of where this is going. Like so you see what he looks like right here, right?
I do see
day.
Now let's see what he looks like at the end of this video.
Oh, stop.
Let's just see how he looks in his streams towards the end here, because
is it like what happens to Unique?
Hey, how does he look?
Recognition. He developed a kind of temporary form of Alzheimer's and went on to open this link 6 different times, reacting to it in a different way each time as if he was just seeing it. Unlike many of his streams that go on for almost 10 hours, this one fast approached its end at a mere 4 after this happened.
Sit back so you can see his face. Like,
oh my gosh.
I mean, honestly, I'm actually not laughing.
I love that. I love that in his brain, he's like, I'm just going to keep the camera rolling. And then he probably plays it back and he's like, let's do it again.
Yeah. I think he was on such a bender by then that he couldn't objectively view himself.
But that's what I'm saying. He probably watches it back later and he's like, well, shoot, let's go film another video. Let me get a drink.
We'll just keep on cranking out hits. You guys, actually, no. I was going to say, if I ever look like that, I hope you guys would let me know. But people always say that.
Oh, people always let us know all the negative things.
I literally just went
Thank you so much.
I went into MMA Guru's stream just now, and I was like, Guru, if you twisted that beard into a braid and then you pulled that hair back, you are a neck tattoo and a Harley away from being a Hell's Angel enforcer.
Okay.
It would be great branding.
Did he respond to that?
Of course. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't think my beard is long enough to twist into a...
He should try.
He's right, though. It actually is not quite long enough yet. But he's legitimately 260 pounds. He's huge.
Yeah.
So, dude, you're in the combat sports community, man.
Yeah.
Get inked
up. Get a little gangster.
Dude, do a cycle of roids. Get a little ink. Pull that shit back. Mm-hmm.
Play the part.
You can be big enough to where you're automatically dangerous.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go, Guru.
Anyway... But I said that and someone goes, look who showed up, Jesse on coke. Like, What, dude? Jesse on coke.
People are the best.
It's
People
unbelievable.
behind keyboards are the best.
It's not like super complicated. It's like if you do a video and you're like, yeah, there was a time when I struggled with, Norcos.
But even if you never said that, people would still.
I think they do it
nuts.
to me because I talked about like, oh yeah, and like back then I took Adderall or whatever, and they're like, Jesse on Adderall. Jesse on Adderall. Look at how stimmed out he is. I'm like,
I love it personally.
I think it's funny too.
The fact that people even take time out of their lives to like say something negative. I'm like, thank you.
So the guy who said it the first time, he's like, whatever. And then I responded to Guru.
Yeah.
And the guy afterwards goes, shut up, Jesse on Fire. And then I
will not.
And then I asked him else, and he's like, in all caps, he's all, no one cares, JOF. And I'm like,
oh, he obviously
that's
cares
what I was just going to say. I'm like,
yeah, someone cares.
Hey,
it's you.
The only person who has responded every time that I've put something up is you. That just feels a little bit ironic, guy.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you care.
Yeah. If like, it's like one of two things. Well, I mean, obviously you feel like you really don't like me.
Right.
Which is pretty weird, dude.
I mean, that's whatever.
Pretty weird.
Not everyone's for everyone. That's fine.
Yeah, but do you feel like if you saw someone you're not super fond of, like a YouTuber who's never talked about you personally or any other thing, and you saw them in a chat, you're like, I would just be like, oh, there's that guy.
Exactly.
Like, I'd be like, here's my chance. Fuck you.
I mean, it just tells you how sad their life is.
It was just weird.
That's it.
Well, what it is it's a person
sad.
that would never, ever
say that in real life.
Ever say, that's what I'm saying.
It's like
that's
keyboard warriors. They're a dime a dozen.
That is the indicator. I actually yesterday was watching Rogan give his black belt, like when he got his black belt at 10th Planet, and he gave a speech.
When was that?
When he got his black belt?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like forever ago, right?
Not like forever, but like.
Oh, really?
Maybe 10 years.
Okay.
I don't know. But whatever. He's he's giving it, and he's saying how people have this idea of what martial artists are like, but like in jiu-jitsu, he's like, jiu-jitsu, becoming good at jiu-jitsu is the hardest thing that anyone can do. And he's like, and it just completely takes away anybody's ability to be full of shit to themselves or to anybody else, because you get on the mat and you do it every day. And you can't lie your way through it.
Right.
Like you can't convince anyone of anything other than exactly what you actually are.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. And he's like, but then those people who do that, go through that process, are the best people in the world out in real life.
Right.
We're like,
because the ego,
they don't need to, you don't need to go yell
when
at
you're
people.
Inwardly confident and truly secure in who you are, you don't feel the need to be that negative force that's coming at people, because you're confident and you're happy where you're at. So everything else doesn't really matter. Yeah.
And then like, I used to always talk about this, like where I was like, I would never fight unworthy adversaries, even back like before. Oh yeah. Even before I trained even kickboxing and stuff. Like I'm like, this guy's too small. I'm going to slap him and not punch him. Like he threw a beer in my face. Yeah. I can't. And the same goes for responding to comments. It's the exact same thing. Like trolls, I know that you get all heated and like. I don't get like heated, but there are times when someone can say something. I'm like, oh yeah, and it's like, I just don't. You fucking feel desperate the need. Little pussy. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I feel bad for you. Like genuinely is my feeling for them. I feel bad for that. You have nothing better to do than sit here and just spew negativity into the world. Like, that tells me everything I need to know about their life. In many cases, people, after I respond to them, make it very clear that they just knew it was more likely for me to respond to them. 100%. Like the easiest button ever. Yeah. Like sometimes a lot of them really are like angry little fuckers. Sure. And then other ones are just kind of like smart fans that figured out if they're like, oh God, Jesse. You'll reply. Blah, 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 blah. I know. You still struggle with that. That's fine. I don't, it's very, like, I do it like once a week or something like that. Okay. Like literally once a week. Sure. Did I show you this one though? Oh, here we go. This is the one from this week. No, it's the one that I put up on Instagram, and like everyone from jiu-jitsu came up to me. They're like, that one was so good. Instagram has the craziest trolls ever. Here, read.
Okay, this guy says, Jesse, mate, you might be one of the most annoying guys on the planet. And Jesse replies, so find another channel more suited to guys like you. There are plenty of LGBTQ plus friendly channels. That will be a better fit.
And I put it, it's funnier like in writing,
Did you pin it?
And no, but I screenshot it and I put it on Instagram. And people, I got so many DMs.
So you know that now on Instagram, you can actually reply to comments with a reel?
Yeah, but this was a YouTube comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm not going to put all that effort. The most annoying person ever. And then I'm like, hang on a second. I'm going to record a response.
I almost did the other day because obviously like what I'm sharing on Instagram, like, the company and the products that I'm representing. And someone writes on one of my reels like, oh, the relatability of a skinny girl getting skinnier. And like, usually I just let these things fall off my back. Like, obviously this person's overweight and dealing with whatever they're dealing with in their head. And for some reason I triggered them. Mm-hmm. But when I was like really not feeling well, I recorded this whole reel and put this whole thing together. And then I was just like, you know what? No, I'm just going to go back to my stance on things that like this poor person is genuinely not worth my time. So moving on.
You just write back like, thanks, fatty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or just like, hey, Miss Piggy, I think you dropped something, Miss Piggy.
Someone feeling triggered.
Yeah, dude. The whole like, oh my God, it's so unrelatable. A skinny white girl, and you're like, so you like, think it's really not relatable to anyone? Like.
My whole thing is like, I'm sharing my story. My story is my story. Like, what else am I supposed to do or share? Sorry that I didn't start out super overweight, but like for me, like 10 pounds was a big thing.
I'm telling you, we were just I was talking about this with Daniel and Alex and another one of the Brazilian black belts and
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and we were talking about how communist, like real, like communist leftists here they're just like these guys. It's like it blows their like they're so stupid they don't know anything. Like it just drives them absolutely crazy. And they're like Brazilian, so they're like, what do they think?
They have no filter.
They just and they're like, can't they see Venezuela? In Venezuela,
Yeah, you want to see what communism actually is?
I told them, I'm like, you want to know what every single one of them will say to that? I was like, they'll say that Venezuela was doing awesome until the United States destroyed their economy with sanctions. That's what all of them will say. Yeah. Every single one of them. So we were on that conversation and I was saying, I'm like, these people think that because the rich will have their stuff taken and like it gets redistributed. And you're like, okay. But you understand you won't get to own anything. Yeah. Like you own nothing. And they're like,
be happy about
it. They're all, I know, but because you share all of the stuff, I'm like, okay, I just want to make this perfectly clear. You own nothing. They're like, right. It's all owned by the community. I'm like, no.
Someone owns the
community.
You
own nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now you own something. Now you will own nothing. And if you think no one owns it, you're a dumbass because they own it. The same
you are owned.
Same 10 people, like you hate billionaires. Why? Because they have so much stuff. And they have so much control.
All you're doing is consolidating it further.
And make it 150,000 times worse because you consolidate. They own everything.
Exactly.
You have no freedom. They will tell you you're going to do this or else you can't get food.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you do? I'm a podcaster. Nope. You're anymore. A fucking tin worker.
Yep.
What's a tin worker? Shut up.
Just do it.
Yeah. And so anyway, I was talking about that and then so we were just talking about like the methodology in their brain behind people who support communism. And I'm like, at the end of the day, even if they understood it, if they really did kind of start to understand, they still would like the idea. And it's just at the underlying for most of them is they're just jealous. Like they're envious. Yeah. It's like if it really like emotionally, it comes from envy. Not everybody. There are lots of people who are like, I want to solve world hunger.
It sounds good on paper. Right? Like everyone has all the things that they need to survive. It's the community. And and we've had this conversation. I feel like that does work on a small scale. If you're like a tribe, that totally works. But when you're taking into account countries and global civilization, someone still has to run it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
It's really amazing to think that the word communism comes from communes. And like with the communes,
it's a collective
it's beautiful.
Contribution for sure.
Yeah, there's I think 30 to 800 people.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, everyone, because everyone genuinely cares.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
Because they care. You can't care on that big of a scale. No. So you're actually responsible for all these strangers that are little assholes that you don't give a shit, and you can't kick them out. They're there. You can't kick them out. Yes. So it's just going to turn into a fucking nightmare every single time.
100%.
So
beautiful idea, but real life practicality on a global scale.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
That whole tangent was just meant to say that I think that the emotion of envy is one of the most destructive things that you can allow into your existence. Just get rid of it, dude. Easy for me to say, I will acknowledge, Well, what, like, so you're not envious of anybody? No. My life is literally perfect. And it's like, well, so I can understand how you don't feel envious of people. It's like,
but like, even, like we've gone through our fair share of like shit and struggles.
In the
and
deep
things.
shit, I was super jealous of people, but mostly just like, I'm like, wow, you have some semblance of an idea of what you're going to do for the rest of your life rather than being floating in midair, like with your life completely imploding. I'm jealous.
It's hard. Like, it's hard not to be jealous when you're not where you want to be.
Exactly. That's what it is.
It's hard, but like, I mean, it's a choice. I talked about that at our regional event, talked about, my whole thing is building on social media, sharing on social media, like, what I do. And yeah, I've seen people like take off before I did. And do you get that feeling of that's not fair? Like, I want that too. Like, I'm a little bit mad for them. Like, yes, you get that, but it's a literal conscious decision. And what I did was like reframe that. I'm like, okay, well, if they did it, I can do it too. And it drove me to like work harder and go get it. And then have to tell myself genuinely, like, be happy for them, because if they did it, that means that it's there for me too. And it's difficult. It's for sure difficult. It's a constant struggle. It's something that you work on, but it will fix your life and fix your brain if you can shove down that envy and that jealousy and turn it into something productive.
Just bottom line, if you're rooting for other people,
yes.
like, and you can't fake it, dude. Like, you have to, like, really, genuinely, I mean, you don't have to, like, care so much that you're rooting for everyone. You're like, go get him, man. But, like, just be happy when you see people succeed.
Yeah.
And be like, dude, that's awesome.
Yes.
That will 100 out of 100 times lead to you succeeding.
100%.
It's just what it is, dude.
Yeah.
Go watch Dark Matter and you'll understand even more. Okay. So let's
watch this video.
Let's watch. I don't even know which one to start. Oh, I'm sorry. So this guy.
We never finished.
Right. So this dude, right?
Welcome to our brains.
So Rakita Law he's a law YouTuber. Like, he was like one of these guys that would come on and he would talk about different cases.
Is his name Rakita?
I have no idea, but he
does not look like a Rakita.
He blew up during the what do you call it? Oh my God.
The pandemic.
God damn it. The 17-year-old kid who shot the three guys. Kyle Rittenhouse during the Rittenhouse trial. So that's where he really took off.
On which side?
Rittenhouse. He's like he was like a free
right wing.
He actually was right wing. So he was like, and he is married, has 4 kids or 4 or 5 kids, whatever, and his wife is around. Anyway.
And he's a raging alcoholic.
So he was definitely a raging alcoholic. And as you saw in that clip, just by total random happenstance, when I pulled that up, he said that he was from the most dangerous part of Houston ever.
Houston has some dangerous parts.
Well, what it turns out is that his family has absolutely ludicrous fuck you money, that he had an enormous trust fund is the reality. He got his law degree and was not practicing law. So
not the streets.
Fucking not the goddamn streets. So right there, if you don't know anything else about the guy and the story goes nowhere else,
he's a liar.
He's a person who is a trust fund kid who's told his audience that he grew up in the most dangerous environment in the world.
Okay.
From there, you can start to infer a lot of other things about a person.
You can extrapolate a lot.
So he's Mr. Family Values, yada, yada. And then they start, he's like obviously drunk a lot, right? Then things start coming out on like his Discord and stuff where like him and his wife, like kind of like, he's like sharing kind of risque pictures of his wife, like not OnlyFans shit,
but like pushing it.
Yeah, pushing it where it's like, I thought you're Mr. Christian fucking Family Values guy. And they're like, oh, and then he would just kind of like talk a little bit too much on his streams. And then they ended up going to some swingers resort called Hedonism or something. And these like online investigators figured it out that that's where they were. Okay. And then now they follow this guy and this guy and this guy. And it's like, oh, these guys, they're like swingers now. And his appearance appears to be like, he's really drinking, and also like apparently he would take these huge
like
breaks
he's, like,
in his
losing
streams.
Control.
He would come back with like powder under his nose and stuff, and they're like, and he would still keep it semi together and be like, oh, whatever.
Okay.
So the end of this story, this trust fund kid who had he made $750,000 in AdSense in 1 year.
Wow.
He's crushing it, right?
Yeah.
And now he got ratted out by someone at his church. And so when the police,
like what?
They said the kids were wearing the same outfits, like 4 or 5 days straight. They started to smell. The kids told the cops.
Didn't we get demonetized?
Oh yeah. Actually, let me go edit that real quick. So editing done. I guess you guys could probably assume what I edited out in terms of what the police were looking into. Can't talk
about these things on YouTube. Apparently.
Yeah, no, that one is a big no. We found out. I don't necessarily disagree. I guess, but like, so
I still don't understand.
No, like none of this, none of this, and no, like really, just like, hey, guy, remember that you guys have kids? They're all no,
I forgot.
I forgot because, and they also had this girl living with them that was apparently their live-in third girlfriend.
Concubine?
Yeah, like they originally they had like a swing thing with her husband and her, and then her and the husband broke up, and then so she lived there. So this Mr. Family Values. Oh, and they found, ready, 30 G's of yayo in his house. 30 grams of yayo. That might be on the low side.
So he's dealing also.
Molly, I think he just was using at a pace that was like
preparing for the apocalypse.
Wow. I remember back in the day, I saw guys, abuse that stuff where I'd watch be like playing ping pong, and I told you that one time we were at French's in like outer area late at night, and this guy walked up. He's all, "You guys mind if I use your ping pong table?" And he lined up one that literally went across the entire ping pong table, and all of it. We didn't even know him. Like, we didn't even know him. It's his, like he just can't. And he's all, "I'm gonna take a running start," and like me and
you did.
Me and LaPetri and everybody were all,
okay,
dude, I don't think you should do that. The guy ran and just. And it's like,
the lung capacity alone.
Yeah.
That's insane. People are nuts.
Just people's tolerance gets out of this world. Anyway, so there was that. And then he had other stuff there too. Bottom line, as you could see in this headline, facing 26 years in prison. Now, that's like if they... Oh,
this is recent?
Yeah.
So he hasn't been like tried and convicted?
He is out on bail as we speak. So like, just one of those things. This is crazy because I was watching it like... But
I forgot, why did we get on this video?
I was talking. I don't remember how we were on it, but I was just thinking about trust fund kids and how
it's like how society
things that you don't earn.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. It's like you need to earn things to have character. You know what
100% agreed. Like I told you, I'm not gonna name their names, but one of the families that I went to high school with, very, very wealthy family. Very wealthy family.
Ridiculously wealthy.
And
professional team ownership wealthy.
I always loved, they were wonderful, wonderful people, just great humans. But I always loved how their parents parented. Could they afford the nicest cars ever for these kids? Yeah. But they would get them Ford Expeditions, which, they're still expensive cars, but it's not like Range Rovers and Dude,
my friends that were like that, they weren't as wealthy as them, but extraordinarily wealthy. They made them share a car.
And that's kind of how their family was too. They wanted their kids in a safe car, but they made their kids work. They all had jobs, and these boys grew up to now manage one of like the biggest franchises in its sector in the country.
They kill.
They're
everywhere.
They're literally
They had
everywhere.
just started when we helped them. We helped them with 2 locations.
Bring
We're like,
them
this
into
in the
where we
Bay
used to
area
live. Yeah.
will be a winner, and that's one of their best stores
But
now.
I think it shows so much about how they parented them. And they're like, hard work. Do you have money that you're going to come into one day? Could we make your life super cushy and not have you learn a thing about the world? Yeah. Are we going to do that? No, we're going to set you up for
such
success.
good kids. They're such
good
dudes.
people. Such good people.
I
love
hung
their
out
family.
with them and their dad one night. Like, we just ran into them at this restaurant, and their dad, who was 70 probably, was there with this girl who was
Parents got divorced after we graduated.
She was like 25.
Yeah.
Even though I know, like, okay, billionaire dudes can close, whatever they want. I
hadn't seen it.
I thought it was his like daughter or something. Like I couldn't reconcile it in my brain until like after I was sitting there for a while. I was like, oh my God, that's his fucking girl.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at her. I'm like, so what kind of girl ends up with a bill? Just like
Many questions.
Absolutely like dolled up to the gills. I couldn't really tell if she was smart or not. I just remember having this realization, like, holy shit, she's.
I think he was like fresh off of a divorce right then.
Yeah, she
in
was.
his defense.
Like way younger than me,
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
But just an example of making kids work and not giving them everything, leading to a positive outcome.
Sure.
Versus what happened with this gentleman.
Okay, so listen to this, right? This is
right,
this is
moving
the
on.
first.
Sorry.
All right. So this is the first one that we're going to look at right here. And it is very interesting. Ready? Mm-hmm. What the?
Relationship. It's 2024. Expect.
Start it again.
Start it again, everybody. Starting it again.
But my boyfriend just wants a monogamous relationship. It's 2024. Expecting to be with one person for your entire life is like unreasonable. I'm a young 18-year-old Latina. I'm trying to get my face blasted by multiple men. Like, I haven't even had a quickie in a bathroom stall. I have so much to live for. And you're telling me that I have to stay with this one guy because I love him so much. But there's literally guys out there with 13-inch meats waiting to destroy me. It would just be so unfortunate if I were to go my whole entire life without getting piped by at least 100 different people just to see who I like the most.
Oh, the world's so fucked.
Not real.
I want to be passed around so bad, but
No, this is not real. No.
I think she's a OnlyFans star, and this was a genius way to go.
Like
viral.
a marketing, maybe. Yeah. That's not
But
real.
even though that might not be exactly real, it is actually real. Because
If she is an OnlyFans star using it to promote her OnlyFans, which is like,
my point is this.
no offense if you have an OnlyFans out there, but
My point is, it doesn't matter if she is actually like a girl who's like really indignant about, like I should be able to do blah blah blah. Like if that's not genuine, like that doesn't matter. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because
please do.
even though like someone would have common sense enough to know that putting out those ideas publicly might make you sound crazy, that is a much more acceptable viewpoint among this generation that like, like why should I have to, whatever. And to me, that fact is like the absolute ultimate example of you've been brainwashed. Because bottom line, ladies, you are the very first group that is the one that like you guys are all, I want to fuck everyone. And you think that's women empowerment? Like all the dudes are like, oh no. Oh, don't
let the women get power.
Hey, you. Don't let your face get blasted. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be with 100 guys? No. Wow, you're so powerful. You, ma'am, are a piece of power.
It's not good. It's not
Brainwashed. Ridiculous. Absurd. And also, no fucking dad. Or at least no dad that has any balls at all.
Maybe. What's Andrew Tate's take on it?
He just said, he said, this generation's so fucked. That's all he said.
It is. I mean, I don't think that's real, but I think what you were saying.
It's real, but it's not.
Yeah. It's crazy to see and like really.
How about the fact that every girl has an OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Just that fact alone. Like the idea of a girl doing porn is unfathomable.
When
3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. Like just like, it's like, would you ever do sex work? No. Are you kidding me? Like a porn star was like the lowest of the low on the social, hierarchy. And now just because people are like, wait, they're making how much money on OnlyFans? Yeah. And it's like everybody, everybody has a price, and it is insane how many. It is more like you see a really sexy girl in a bikini on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's more likely they do have an OnlyFans than they don't now.
It's true. Like on my old account, I got asked basically every single day what my OnlyFans was. Like, I don't have one. But isn't there? I'm gonna totally not remember this. But isn't there like a blueprint to destroying society? And isn't that part of it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Demoralization is, it's like demoralization, destabilization, and then and we are in destabilization, I think.
And just seeing this from women, it is so crazy to me. Because like, when we were younger and in school, like if this was the norm for someone, that would be like an outcast. Like absolutely. No one wants to be that. Don't do that.
The guys would even like, if they banged her, would be doing it on the DL.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. Like I'm all for, whatever, your body, you can do whatever you want with it. But like, and I honestly, like if the OnlyFans era had come into my life before kids, maybe I would have felt different about it. I don't know. But
you were never doing sex.
I was never going to do it. But like, I look at these young women and they have no idea what's in their future, and having to explain that to a daughter. Like I sold my body online to make money. Like I can't even wrap my brain around it.
Well, I could tell you how they rationalize it. I mean, that's easy. They're like, I did this so that I can spend more time with you. Listen, there's an argument to that. If they don't have any other,
it's our plan Z.
If they don't have any other skills, and it really is between working in office 55 hours a week or figure out a way to show your tits to strangers and make lots of money, and then explain to your child that like this is not something to aspire to, I guess, or whatever.
But how do you say that with any integrity?
Oh, I don't think you do. I mean, but again, it's like being gone all the time if you have no other options is not ideal either. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough situation.
But like most of these kids are kids. Like this, she just said she's 18 years old.
Oh yeah, no, there are tons of them are kids.
She has other options at this point. This isn't someone who's
not to make money like that.
Not to make money like that, but I don't know. It's so crazy to me. But then you see people like, imagine being on the other side of it and being like, okay, I'm going to hop on OnlyFans and do this, and like going full force and then it not taking off.
Oh, that's what happens to
a lot of people, right? Like you have just like exposed yourself to all the world on the internet. It's now living there in infamy, and you haven't made a dime.
Yeah. I mean, they do it under like fake names,
Your face is out there.
But like, oh yeah, totally.
Even the people that want the feet pics. Like, remember the people that would message me for feet pics, and we like to fuck with people.
I would take over the DM, and I'm like, how much we talking?
Yeah. And they always want a photo, but they want your face in it.
I'm like, no.
No, sir.
Yeah. You would have never done it. There's no, like, you would have never done nudity on.
I for sure wouldn't have, but my only experience with it, like trying to rationalize it in my brain, is as a mother, like, because this started when I was a mom. Like I really wonder what my 20 to 3 girls, like I wonder what my 20-year-old brain would have thought. I'm curious, and I like to say that like I would never have entertained it, but I mean, I got offered to work at like strip clubs and stuff when I was in college, and I said no to that. So I like to think that I would have said no to OnlyFans as well.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, that's way
You're
less
behind
socially
a
acceptable.
Screen. Yeah.
Way less socially. But like, even still, you were like, that part of your life is not, it was like not for other people, dude.
No.
Like you like to be on a balcony, you know, with people watching.
Let me know.
But exactly like that though. Like, oh, someone watching. Like you would have like it's your kink shit is completely different than I am going to make a choice and have everyone know that I am selling you pictures of my, you know, whatever.
It's just it's a crazy world that like
it almost
everyone can just go be a porn star now.
It almost feels like the whole world is just a big fucking test.
Yeah. It's
a big test. Are you going to, look how much money you can make. What
are you willing? What's your number? Yeah. What are you willing to sell yourself
Everybody
for?
has a number. That's what.
But it's also such a different world compared to like what porn used to be, right? Like if you were going to go be a porn star, you were committed. You're going to a filming studio. You've got boom mics and you're interviewing and you're doing all this thing. It's a lot different than like setting up your own little camera and you know, there's a much lower barrier to entry, which I think is why it's become so commonplace.
It's also, dude, that's way better porn. Like the low production stuff. The high production stuff, I'm like,
what is this?
You know?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, to wrap this up, let's jump over to Kardashian.
I almost forgot about the rap video.
Because this is, here's what I want you to do. When you listen to this segment, I want you to imagine Candace Owens listening to this.
Yes.
Okay?
My girl.
Ready, set,
and blew it on some yurt. Yeah, fuck a plan B. Them little shits don't need work. Let them nut all in my guts and then I go and pop my perk. Let them nut all in my mouth. I think I got some on my shirt. Kept my $50 and I went and blew it on some yurt. Yeah, right around town saying I'm the hottest in the city. Pussy good as fuck. I guess that's why he turned me to a Twinkie. Threw this pussy on him. Then I went and popped the plan B. So how the fuck I'm pregnant? Nah, I think this little test tweaking. Ain't no way I.
Oh my God. What did I just watch?
What she said was she doesn't trust Plan B. She let him nut in her gut, and then she went and took a perk.
On her shirt.
She took a perk. Then she let him nut on her face, and which got on her shirt. And then she took her $50 for that and went and bought some yerk, which I assume is meth or something.
I don't know what yerk is.
Definitely the kind of.
Someone let us know in the comments.
The kind of drug that a person who would wear that wig
girl
does.
uses. Look at that setup, though. They're like, I got it. We're gonna drop a mic in the
from
projects, and we're gonna flash an ultrasound.
Yeah, and flash an ultrasound that said, "Damn, Plan B didn't work." You're like, you just said you let him nut in your gut.
In your gut. Ew.
And if you've done that many Plan Bs, maybe
gross.
It doesn't work anymore.
Is that hot to anyone?
Oh,
like I'm genuinely curious.
Not that?
I don't know. Like I want to hear. Like please let us. Is that hot to anyone?
Dude, that looks like AIDS. Straight up. Like that's like.
That is so.
That's
sad.
a girl that
she's a pretty girl. Like she's
a crack house 10.
She's like prettier than that.
If I was blacked out drunk
damn.
And smashed that and woke up the next day,
how do you?
I would have an absolute sheer panic attack, and I'd be like, I have AIDS. Like,
isn't there like you can go get the antivirals immediately?
I don't know.
But like, how do you become that, man? That is so sad.
This is this is the real ghetto. Like this is like no one cares.
She's not even really that good at rap.
No, she's terrible.
I think she's a lot prettier than you gave her credit for. But
it is like
as a lyricist or whatever you want to call
this
that.
Rap. Like let's listen to like a later part of the video. That's the only part I'd ever heard actually.
How many 48,000 or 42,000?
It went viral on Instagram. Like just that part.
I wonder why.
And shit ain't even work. Could have been high as a kite if I just went and bought my perk. Doctor say I can't pop no more perks. I'm about to go berserk. And now I'm at the clinic crying cause that shit ain't even work. Fuck a Plan B. Them little shits don't need work. Let them nut all in my guts and then I go and pop my perk.
Let them nut all. That the doctor said
she's pregnant, so she can't pop
a
any more
perk,
perks.
but she said I'm gonna do it anyway. Wow. Oh my God.
Hey, it's important that we don't ID people to vote because she might not know where the DMV is and she might not have an ID. This bitch has an ID for 100% sure. Okay. So if you've got a lower common denominator than this crackhead hoe, then I'm pretty sure it's okay to just, like not let them vote if they can't figure out the ID.
Yeah.
This girl, do you think that this girl doesn't have an ID? Anybody, any of you know ID for voting? You think she has an ID? She's got a fucking ID.
Yeah.
So if she's got an ID, who exactly are you doing the no ID voting for, and how do you reconcile that?
Just why?
If you can't trick this
shock.
dumb bitch into fucking voting for you, then you don't deserve votes.
That was unbelievable. Thank you for putting that in my brain.
Yep. That exists.
I will never be the same.
That exists. That's a thing that happened.
That's a thing. Okay.
Man, that shit ain't work. It's kind of catchy.
No, it's not.
What
she has is kind of catchy.
It took the $50 and
you don't
went and
even
got
like
some
my
yurt.
funny joke?
Oh, what she got? Yeah, it is catchy.
Yeah.
Went and got some yerk. Look up what yerk is, and then we'll sign off.
No, we're gonna let someone tell us in the comments.
Oh, guess what, you guys?
Oh, new thing.
A new thing. I'll put that at the beginning, actually. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out.
See you later.
Later.